Welcome back. We have more great ideas that will help you keep the bliss in your wedding budget. Flowers are another investment that just grow and grow. So, of course, we found a way for you to get more for your money. Take a look. I went to a flower show with a professional florist, Leah Reinhardt-Albaruki. It's a place where she finds inspiration to give her bridal clients a day they'll never forget. What would something like this cost?
Mary, that's probably going to be a couple $1,000s.
For just the one arrangement? So
just this. It's really gigantic.
You're getting the idea, folks. That may be extreme, but you'd be surprised how quickly your flower budget can blossom into a cost you never expected, starting with just the centerpieces.
The centerpieces, well, they can go anywhere from extremely simple. You can do rocks and candles if it fits the setting. You can do variation of something like this. I'd say today's brides are somewhere in the middle.
What's that range per table?
They can run anywhere from about $75 to $150 for an average wedding.
With just 20 tables, that's adding up to $3 grand, and we haven't even hit the bridal party yet.
Depending on the size of your bridal party, it can take up a big chunk of your money.
And what should I budget for something like that?
For the entire bridal party, well, once again, it depends on the number of people, usually somewhere in $900.
The bridal bouquet alone usually costs between $100 and $200. And then?
Bridesmaid bouquets, $85, $75, going down a little bit. Boutonnieres in the high teens. A flower girl would be smaller than the bridesmaids. Ring bearer could be a boutonniere and some kind of pillow and or flower box to carry the rings. Another $25, $30. Keeps adding up, Mary.
All told, the cost for flowers can easily sprout into 8 to 10% of your entire wedding budget. But there are some things you can do yourself. That's why I follow Leah to her studio, where she will show us the secret to a simple but beautiful bridesmaid bouquet. Here we are in the workshop, and you're going to show us how to do some projects ourselves. Oh, what do you have for us here?
I have 4 hydrangea, white colored, inexpensive. I've taken them and I need to groom them. I've done most of the leaves, there's a few left. Then what we're going to do is add some serenity. These are called serenity roses to the center. We're going to take 3.
They're beautiful roses. We say these aren't the most expensive.
They're not. You can tell sometimes by petal count. You can see the size. These are very beautiful. The color is varied, so they're really nice. They don't look inexpensive.
No, not at all.
But this isn't a higher end rose. Okay. So we're going to take these, gather them together, holding them close together.
Okay.
And we're going to surround them with the hydrangea. Okay, once I've done this and I kind of just move them around, make sure that everything is in a nice shape.
Oh, it's really pretty.
Thanks. And then we look at the neck here. You want to get a good handle on the neck. Hold it tight so that it still keeps the bouquet shape. Okay, now the stems, of course, let's see my clippers. The stems need to be cut. So you want to think about 2 fist length. Take the rubber band, loosely wind it. We're going to be wrapping the stems anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it shows. Just to hold it in place. Now, at this point, we could use flower tape, floral tape, or you could use more rubber bands if you didn't have this.
But this is the kind of thing, folks, you can get at a craft store. It's very inexpensive. If you really want that finished look for a formal event, it's worth spending a couple bucks and getting the flower tape.
Yes, it is worth it. I have a piece of a gown. We just line it up here on the neck. We wrap it around until it's finished. So we'll do a few more revolutions. Okay.
So you want it snug, but it's not super tight. It's just a nice fit there.
And then we need a pin. Okay, this one happens to have a pearl, it matches, but you could really use any straight pin, any hemming pin. So we put that in to hold the fabric. There.
That's great.
Well, it almost looks great. We have one more thing.
Okay.
We have brooches, stems.
Oh, that's pretty.
We have rhinestone, or we have the pearls, which also matches, but I think I like the pop of rhinestone.
A little contrast too, which is nice. And what an elegant finish that is. Really pretty.
Put it on. There we have it.
It's beautiful. It took us just a couple minutes to pull this off. And if I'm doing this the night before, say do everything but this final finish
Correct.
with the fabric, let the flowers stay in water overnight.
Yes. Cut the bottoms and leave them in water the next day. Fresh cut, let them dry off, and then do the finishing touches.
Yeah, make sure they're dry first, right?
Make sure they're dry. We don't want a drippy bouquet.
Not at all, right? Don't ruin those pretty dresses. Thank you so much, Leah. This is what a great thing, and this is something you can do yourself. Save a few $100s. Well, hey, maybe have a nicer honeymoon, right?
Yes.
Thanks, Leah.
Sounds good, thank you.
Now, Leah told me in most cases you have to be a florist to buy flowers from a wholesaler, but there are other options as well. We ordered these 50 red roses from a big box retailer for just $80. They arrived fresh and beautiful, but a few days too early. Early is better than late, and they still look good 4 days later. There are even more bargains to be found for frugal fiancés at those big box retailers. Here are just a few ways you can save. On the outside, they may not exude romance, but step inside some of the big warehouse clubs and big box superstores, and you'll find a wealth of wedding day money savers. Let's start with the invitations. For a 100-person wedding, invitations can cost $1,000 or more. For the cash, you get the expertise of a printing pro. If you're willing to forego the pro, you may be able to save 85% or more on your invitation budget by doing it yourself. You can go to Walmart and buy invitation kits, but you'll have to print out the invites yourself on your own computer. But the price tag, about $120, makes that extra work worth it. Not so handy with a printer? Spend a few extra bucks and go to Costco, where they have deals with online invitation companies. You'll save up to 30% off their regular online prices. The company will customize and print your invitations. The total cost, with the response card, about $200. How about the rings? You aren't snuffing out the romance by saving some cash. For many men, the only difference between a simple gold band from a discounter and a higher-end jeweler is the cost. If you want a simple band of yellow or white gold, head to the warehouse clubs like Costco, where you could save 60% on the cost of the rings. Expect to pay about $250. Many of the clubs also sell fancier sets for her. For favors, all the discounters and warehouse clubs had a nice collection of boxes and small bags that can help you say thank you for coming without putting you in the poorhouse. Fill them yourself with chocolates and everyone is happy. And finally, the wedding cake. Depending on where you live, some of the clubs sell customized wedding cakes. Another option, your local grocery store bakery. Their tiered cakes can be customized in different styles and fillings. You may not get the same drama as you would from a professional wedding cake design, but with a savings of at least 25%, it could be a sweet finish to your sensational day. And I just had to share this cost saver with you. Rented wedding cakes. I am not kidding. You can rent an icing-covered foam cake from a rental company. You'll get the look you want for the photos, and there is a real layer of cake for the cutting ceremony. So you may ask, what do you serve your guests? A more budget-friendly sheet cake that is sliced and plated in the kitchen, so no one ever has to know but you. When we come right back, we take a look into the mailbox.
Get